Buyer Repeat podcast. I'm Susan Gifford, the Culture and Development Director here at Touchstone Merchandise Group in Mason, Ohio.
And I'm Austin Baker, our go-to photo and video guy here at Touchstone. Today we're going to be talking to disruptive visionaries about their brand stories, their inspirations, and their why.
That's right. So this is going to be an interview-style podcast. This is episode number 1, where we talk to influencers and leaders in their own space about what makes them successful and what they're excited about. But first of all, we thought we should introduce ourselves. Austin, how did you end up here at Touchstone?
So yeah, I joined Touchstone about 2 years ago as our in-studio photographer. And over the past 2 years, I've grown my position to include lifestyle photography, videography. I mean, we've got to fly out to Denver, to DC to do photo shoots and video shoots. It's been a lot of fun, and I've grown a lot along the way.
Excellent. Well, I'm the Culture and Development Director. I've been here for about 18 days. It has not been long, but I have learned a lot in the time I've been here about Touchstone, its culture, and how genuine of an employer that Touchstone is for its people. The 3 parts of my job, number 1, are the culture. So we're starting up the Life Council again this year, which means we're going to be planning for a lot of culture-related events, service opportunities, some fun, because we had to cancel all that last year, but we want to get back into that and start planning some more interaction with our employees. Second part of my job is going to be development. So I'm meeting with the employees one-on-one and finding out what they'd like to accomplish, both personally and professionally, find out some goals that they want to reach, and take the resources that we have here at Touchstone and match it with folks, including things like trueU, which is somebody we'll be talking about today. Third part of that is going to be marketing. So I'll be helping a little bit. Getting the word out about Touchstone and who we are and what makes us different, because we're not like the other guys, are we?
No, not at all.
Absolutely not. But anyway, talking about trueU, so today we've got on Gretchen Schott. She's the Vice President of Leadership and Development at a leadership and development company. So we've been partners with trueU for a couple of years now, and the impact here has been incredible. So let's talk to her for a little bit. Hey, Gretchen.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm honored to be asked.
So what does a vice president of learning and development do at a company that does learning and development?
Well, I try and do a lot. Sometimes I think I don't do very much, but I focus, my energy and time is spent on identifying the learning strategy for trueU. And by understanding our learning strategy, helping all the companies that are in our membership with their learning strategy. So I design classes, I teach classes, I facilitate, I coach, pretty much everything that trueU offers. I have some form of influence or delivery of that. So
cool. So why was trueU created? What was the purpose behind it?
Yeah. So I've been with trueU for 6 years. We've been around for 7. And trueU was really imagined for the idea of giving back and really based on the principles of servant leadership. So our original founders and our visionaries that created the company had this incredible belief, and were incredible servant leaders, and felt that if they had great ideas and they shared that with other companies, and then those companies shared their ideas back in this wonderful reciprocal way, then we'll all be better. And so at the heart of what we do at trueU is we love to see growth realized. Great companies make their people better. And at what we do and how we kind of built our business was around that idea of how do we make businesses better by making their people their very best self and their best leaders. So that's kind of how we got started. And that's how we've evolved all of our offerings and the work that we do with businesses like yours. We're so blessed. You guys have actually been with us since the beginning. So Touchstone has bought into this idea of making your people better and developing your people to make your business better for a number of years. And so we're just so blessed and grateful that you guys have been on this journey with us.
Yeah, I know a lot of our management and people who have been at Touchstone have either went through, I'm currently going through the PAL program, the Practical Advanced Leadership.
Nice. Yes.
It's like, I always forget the acronym. But going through the Practical Advanced Leadership program to sort of advance you when it comes to becoming a leader and the transition between like manager to a actual leader. And I know a bunch of our employees have went through that and have gotten a lot out of it.
Yeah. I did a few of the smaller courses, and right now I'm working on my mentoring badge. I'm about 20% through it. So I think it's fun that I don't have to commit to a 6-week, 9-week program like Austin is, but I can still find a path that's a collection of courses that I know once I get to the end, I'm going to have grown personally. But there's also the tiny ones where you can just do one-offs, which are really
Yeah.
nice too.
Yeah, well, and adults, we learn differently now too, right? Like nobody wants to say that they're committed to going to something for an extended period of time, especially given our digital workplace today. And so I love that you're taking advantage of the courses in our portal. I'm a big proponent of micro learning myself. Like my attention span is pretty short. And so anything I can do that's a little micro learning, get a little stuff, how can I apply it? That's important, which honestly is the heart of trueU. We're not interested in checking the box. We want you to take content and grow from it. Hence growth realized, right?
So you've been there almost 6 years. What made you want to join trueU in the first place?
I came to trueU because I actually had worked at Salesforce and ExactTarget. I was part of the acquisition, which was a fantastic experience. I learned so much. But as large acquisitions go, and sometimes those things happen, as the new company came in, I just didn't feel like it worked for me anymore. It wasn't where I wanted to be. And I struggled to really find my place. And I wanted an opportunity where I could feel like I was using the highest and best of my talent and my skills in the best ways. And so I stayed on with Salesforce for 2 years after they acquired ExactTarget. And I started looking for a new opportunity. And I was really blessed to just be networking. And I met Kyle, our president, and talked with him and decided I could come here and really do my best work. So I've been delighted ever since.
Where have you seen trueU truly impact organizations? Is there like a particular success story you've seen, or is it just overall?
There's so many different ways that trueU, I think, has impacted companies from, when I think about some of the companies that we've impacted have been through their culture. We've helped them define, clarify, and even in some cases, imagine what that culture might look like, providing them a culture kit to give them a roadmap to gamify what that looks like to get, buy-in from their employees. And then I think about all the leaders that I've been blessed to work with in the last 6 years that I've been there. I've had over 400 leaders go through our leader and training program. And those leaders have then now gone on to take higher and better positions in their companies. In fact, the program that you're in, Austin, I've got folks in that program that were direct reports of leaders that went through some of our other programs, right? And so that whole funnel of building your leadership pipeline, I think, is one of the ways that we have impacted businesses in making people their best self and believing and confidently knowing their competency and their confidence and how they lead. I think that's the greatest impact that we've had on a number of businesses.
So how has this impacted, or how has this approach changed since the workplace has kind of evolved to a lot of at-home working environment too? So
yeah, we reimagined everything that we were doing last May. So COVID came. In April, we also moved our offices. So, it wasn't enough that we all had to stay home. We had to also move out of our office and move into a new space and a new IT and new all services. But really May last year, and we're a company where I do the programming. So I lay out the plan for the year, and I let our clients know a year in advance, like, hey, this is what you can expect from us. And then May came and I was like, this is what you're going to expect now the rest of the year. And it's all going to be virtual. So we reimagined everything we were doing live, turned it around into virtual. And I'm very pleased and proud to share that did not really impact us at all. Our customers and our members were super excited, and they've stayed with, we didn't lose any clients in a year where a lot of people were losing customers as a result of that. We just continue to meet the need, and that need is personal development. Right. And so whether that be through our portal or our leadership programs, we just really focused in on how do we help people show up as their best self. And we did, things in the shorter term. We did some quarantine types of newsletters and providing people with resources and access and information, how to manage your home and digital life at home, especially when your coworkers are now your children that are outside your office door and, all that kind of stuff. But we have really found it just to be innovative and progressive. And not that, I love being in front of a classroom. Let me tell you, I miss people. I'm an extrovert off the chart. And so the fact that I can't be in space with people is making me a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
But I think the heart of what we do is about being your best self, and people who are committed to that kind of work and that kind of deep focus are going to make the time for it, whether it be standing in a classroom or finding a 2-hour Zoom call or something like that.
Yeah. So I just came up with this question on the spot. For people who aren't able to come and do like the PAL or any of the LIT classes and stuff like that, what's one sentence you would give them to sort of help them with their growth and development?
I think you need to be really clear always on what's your intention and how are you showing up in the world, right? And so for folks who are struggling with like, oh, I don't know what to do, I think you need to get really clear on why are you invested in doing something, right? And if it's, I want to be my best self because I want to be a better wife, or I want to be a better mother, or I want to be a better employee, right? What does that look like? There is so much content in the world today. I mean, I feel sorry for history teachers, right? Like their whole class is go Google it, right? So there's so much content, and we just need to be committed to creating that sacred space within ourselves and owning our own development. Companies can offer things, and I think it's super important. And I'm grateful for all the companies that are our members that do that. But ultimately, I can come up with a fantastic program. But if you aren't truly committed to any kind of growth and development, then it's just to check the box, and it's taking up space and time. And we are here for a very short time on this world and in this life. And my intention is to leave a legacy of love behind me that my children and my family will be proud of forever. And so that means something different for me than for other people, right? But just being intentional in that commitment to yourself, I think would be the one thing I'd say. That's probably a lot of words. Sorry.
No, that's perfect.
I miss people.
Oh, I get it.
Well, Gretchen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the partnership we've had the last six or so years. And we really look forward to developing this relationship a little bit more. And now that we have my role as a development director, where I can help lead people with the help of trueU. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for caring about your people to provide resources like this as well. And finding a medium to talk more about this. I love that your podcast is about innovators and their journey. I think that we learn best from those stories of where people fail, not always the successes. And so I'm excited to see what comes for you guys too. Thanks so much for having me.
So you got feedback about the show today? Search for Create, Inspire, Repeat, episode 1 on YouTube, and tell us who you think we should have on the pod.
And remember to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you like to listen.
If you want to know more about Touchstone, visit tmgideas.com, search TMG Ideas on Facebook, or look us up on Instagram at Touchstone Life.
Thanks for listening to Create, Inspire, Repeat.